You guys, wow. Yeah, almost the beginning. We're almost there. Yeah, the screen need to be really good. Yeah, I think. Mhm. Right. Now, the question for everybody concerned about is DP Gachagua going home alone, or is going home with his principal, that is President William Samoei Ruto. Are they going home together, or is going home alone? Probabilities. What if he goes home alone? What is going to happen? Fight? Who has the capacity to fight? Mount Kenya people? What if they go both of them? Can it happen instantly or suddenly? Because the motion has not been there to impeach both of them. The motion was there to impeach one person. So how do you think possibly this can happen, both of them to go home tomorrow? So it is impossible that both Makanga and Dereva go home. Yeah. And again, now thinking deeply kidogo in a political style, what do you think is going to happen, or what do you think is happening in politics right now? There is a great transformation in a political arena, because now you see Mount Kenya people have no kingpin. There's no kingpin for Mount Kenya, and they're really trying to find one. Who is the kingpin from Mount Kenya? Mount Kenya people, Muranga people, the Eastern people, Muranga, and what you call them, Meru people, Embu people, um, uh, Takanivi people. Yeah. So, do you have the kingpin right now who is politically strong like Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta? Currently, no. So, politically, Mount Kenya people were testing waters. That is my assumption. Of course, you can have yours in the comment section below. Mount Kenya people were testing waters. Can we test who can be the kingpin? And right now, they are in a position to tell who is going to be the kingpin. Remember, Mount Kenya people hawakosani. Mount Kenya people hawakosani. So they're just playing waters. They're testing. Can we can we turn the attention of the people to focus on Mount Kenya, our affairs, our leadership? So at least for this wave, and this period the wave has been wearing around, we can tell from a distance who has the power in Mount Kenya. Yeah, probably according to my view, Deputy President Gachagua has won. Yeah, Ichungwa is more kind of emotional. So if I was to judge, I can say, okay, let the kingpin be Gachagua. Yeah. Waiguru is confident, but still kinda cannot be able to, stand the wave of William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei does not fight you directly. He uses his allies to weaken your powers. Very cunning, very cheeky, very tricky is the president of the Republic of Kenya, since he has been in politics since 19 1980s, I don't know. Yeah, 1980s. He has been in politics for all that long. So he understands the pros and cons, what is supposed to be done and what cannot be done, and of course, how to hold the breath and how to take the move cautiously, what to speak, what not to speak, because he understands the counterfeit, counterattacks, he understands the comebacks, he understands his enemies, he understands his allies, how far they can think, and how, you know, how slow they can think, how fast they can. He understands his allies really well, and how he plays his game really well. So I think just to say, Mount Kenya having tested waters and they have realized who can be their kingpin. What about the Kalenjin land? To when we do away with William Samoei Ruto, who is going to be the next kingpin from Kalenjin land? Murkomen. Murkomen is not smart enough. It's kind of emotional, It's kind of emotional, so it cannot withstand the wave, the cunning part of the Mount Kenya people. Mount Kenya people, has to speak the truth. Mount Kenya people are always testing waters, and they play games as if it is serious. But for instance, it is never serious. They don't play any serious game. But they can orchestrate it until you feel the pressure. They put until you feel like, no, something is wrong and we need to go and help. So once you come, they unite and fight you, and that's how they beat most of the people. Now, the journey has just begun, traveling all the way to 2027. Now, who do you think is going to take President William Ruto out of power? 2027 elections. Now, here is something that is really tricky. And if you are Kenyan and you are able to pay attention, then this information I think is very important for you. There is something called growth, development, production in this country. And politicians are rich. They have invested abroad. They have bought lands in Kenya. And they are the ones producing from their land and selling to Kenyans. That's why they have a continued benefits and growth. You cannot reach them out. They are always putting limitations for you not to navigate through to get close to them. You see. So in the journey to 2027, something you have to work with. Never leave this behind. You have to understand that Kenya is not a developed country. It is a country that is struggling all the way up. Actually, politicians, being that they are in a small percentage, but they control most of our projects as a nation. They control how we think, how we feel, how we act. Being that they're in small, they are very few. They're not large in number, but they are playing a very big part in controlling you. You see, and they're painting a picture to show you that we are in America. When you come back to your house, you realize you have no money in your pocket to care for your family, to fund your basic needs, to start a new company, to grow, and to make ends meet for your family, for your community, and probably for the whole country. So you have to understand that this is not US, this is not Japan, this is not Russia. This is not China. This is Kenya. We are part of African countries. We are not wiser than other African countries. You got to understand this as a Kenyan, as a countryman who has shares in this country, who has a land in this country. You have to pick this one with you to 2027. You have to produce. Production. You have to produce. Produce. You have to do what? Think of what to produce. Either you have poultry rearing, maybe cattle, do some farming, crop farming, domestic animals rearing, yeah, and use this manure for your land, to make your land fertile. You see, don't use these artificial manures. Actually, we are coming back to learn on compost manure, how you can make compost manure, and how you can use it to how you can use it as manure for your crop production. Now, think of production. Think of producing for your family. Because as much as we are buying, the politicians will always make us feel that we have money to buy, we are rich. When you know the pressure that you're going through, you cannot pay for your school fees. You cannot pay for your children's school fees. You cannot cater for their basic needs, and therefore you cannot make a way for your children. You see, and even for yourself. I was talking to my fellow colleague recently at my shop, and he said, no, I don't want to marry. Why don't you want to marry? Akasema, na hii economy ya Ruto. So people are like, na hii economy ya Ruto. And 2013, 2022, somebody was also saying, na hii economy ya Uhuru. You see, and somebody is coming, tutasema, na hii economy ya mtu fulani. Why? So it means there is a system we haven't understood as the nationals. Produce, unite. As what Gachagua is doing is something big that we need to emulate from this person, because Gachagua is saying, watu wangu wa mlima tuungane. What about watu wangu wa lake, mbona tusiungane? Watu wangu wa western, mbona tusiungane? Watu wangu wa Rift Valley, mbona tusiungane? Watu wangu wa Kisii ndio Nyanza, mbona tusiungane? Watu wangu wa Kuria, mbona tusiungane? Watu Turkana, mbona tusiungane? Unaelewa? So hiyo kuungana, kukuja pamoja, is for the purpose of realizing what we have and how we can use it for our benefit, as the people from Mount Kenya, as the people from Rift Valley, as the people from Nyanza, as the people from Western, North, and every part of this country. You need to realize the minerals that you have in your locals, the substances that you have, what you can produce, what you can do, so that you can put your energy together, increase the production, and create employment. You understand? So let us, the notion they have brought on the daylight to believe that Gachagua is kind of tribal and is abusing his office is just a fallacy. They're trying to hide our attention from the real issues that we Kenyans need to understand. And there are real issues we need to understand, that I belong to a certain community and I need to come to the broad day and tell my people that we have fish in our lake, and we need a company in our place which is going to process those fish and make other products. We have fish oil, something like that. Yeah, we can have an industry alongside the lake which which can help us process the fish and other fish products and refine them and come up with products which you can sell and make money. And in that process, we will have people getting themselves employed in their own locals, in their own areas. And that is how we can support growth. Because now, what is the need of MCAs, the MPs, the senators, and even the governors? What is their job? You have to identify what you have at your local areas. And you have to think on how you can use what you have in those areas for the benefit of your county, your region. And that is growth, you see. So when we have been manipulated to turn our face to Mount Kenya, and then the mind has been confused to think that Gachagua is kind of tribal, and you fail to understand that Africa, Kenya is made up of tribes. We come from different ethnical groups and beliefs and customs. And therefore, even if you mix a Kikuyu and a Luo, you can still identify this is a Luo and this is a Kikuyu. From the way they think, the way they talk, their beliefs, their customs, you can identify. So you don't need to take ourselves from the world that we are not tribal, we are tribal. So what we need to improve is the notion of believing that this tribe is less valued than the other one. That is now we need to argue. And when you start thinking of being lessened or being inferior, and the other one is superior, that is a very good notion for competitive growth. Because now you will make me think that I need to improve my communication skills for me to get to the level where I can pass information to the whole Africa and even to the whole world. But when there's no competition, or of course fair competition, therefore there's no competitive and productive growth. You understand? So you need to challenge yourself when you hear Mount Kenya people, Gachagua, saying that, you know, we need to unite as the people of the mountain because we contributed about 47% in this government, and therefore we have to recognize that unity will keep us be in the government and will keep us doing the business peacefully in this nation. If we are not united, we are going to be outdated and outraged, and therefore we will not access the government and our businesses will be sabotaged, you see. So what about the Nyanza people? Who is the kingpin? Who is talking on your behalf? Everybody is talking. You see, do you have a common denominator? Do you have something that at the end of the day, despite the argument, despite the disagreement, do you have something that at the end of the day need to put you together? Or you need to have to talk about Raila so that you can put yourself together? Or you have to talk about Babu Wino for you to think about coming together? Is there a common denominator that at the end of the day will process progress to those areas and the residents of those areas to promote growth and success, and of course at the end of the day create job opportunities for your people? You see, who is fighting for the progress of your county? Who is fighting for the progress of your region, of your you know, where you come from? Who is that fighting for that? You see, so the other regions have realized, no, you know what? We have to speak and we have to come together for growth. They know it. What about you from your area? What do you think? Okay, now you have to challenge yourself and think, open your eyes, open your mouth, open your mind. Understand that growth tribalism is a fact. It is there. We are coming from different ethnical groups. Once we recognize that we are coming from different beliefs, ethnical groups, and we have our own customs, we have our own way of doing things, then anybody talking about tribalism will be, it's common. It's common. You don't need to be convinced that you are lessened. Can you imagine somebody is telling you, you are less valued, and you believe that? So you made a choice to believe that you are not valuable. You see, so once you believe, that is your own choice. When I speak and I'm offending you, you see, you feel offended. Who is suffering? Who is feeling guilty? It's you. So you have a choice to make, to decide to say, you know what? I'm motivated and I have all the capacity to make good out of me or out of a broken situation, you see, because at the end of the day is your life. So you decide to ruin it or make it substantial. All right, now talking about 2027 predictions, I will tell you, and I want you to save this video for 2027. Now, currently, this is 2024, and this video I'm making today on date 7th of October 2024. At this moment, I have the following people in the record who seems to have a population following or maybe behind them. I have this guy Morara Kibaso. I have President William Ruto. I have Gachagua. I have Ishongwa. Matiang'i is not talking. I have Onyonka. And we have, who again? Kasmuel is not a talk. We cannot talk about this guy. He's a rogue. Again, he's not stable in terms of thinking. He's confused currently. So we cannot talk about Kasmuel. These guys seems to have a population and seems to be convinced that 2027 they probably will have a chance to be on the seat. I want to speak one by one. Now, let me begin from Morara Kibaso. Morara Kibaso is a very ambitious guy, and I am ambitious, guys, but you know what? Opportunities comes with time. You see, you go fast and some people will come next, and that is it. That's how we go. That's how it goes. You know, God do his miracles. So Morara is doing a good thing, and I will be so wrong to stand on the side of criticizing my fellow young person. If I was there, I would also love to see my fellow young people saying, oh, we support you, mister. We support you, mister. What you're doing is good, mister. And we want you to fly. We are wishing you all the flying colors. We want you to scale all the way to the top and want you to lead the nation. And I will be so glad. So I support Morara Kibaso. But these are the points I have to put out for people to remove certain expectation from Morara. And this expectation are the kind of expectation that brought about Morara's beating at Bomas. People should take their expectation that Morara is going to be the president of the Republic of Kenya. Take your emotions out of that. Take your attention out of that. Detach yourself from it, because if Morara fails, I think you will be very disappointed. Just like how Raila Amolo Odinga has been disappointed. We put all the hopes that he is gonna win, but at the end of the day, the result disappoints us, becomes contrary to our expectation, and so many people feel heartbroken, feel bad, and that's it. So stop attaching yourself to the fact that Morara Kibaso is going to be the president of the Republic of Kenya. Here's the reason. Morara Kibaso is talking about the dead projects, relaunched projects, ghost projects, things or promises which are unfulfilled. You see, lies after lies after lies, and even dates which the president has taken from various countries to sustain the economy of Kenya is only exposing. But we are not bold enough to say some of the problems that we see in Kenya did not start with Ruto. They have been there since 1963. When we took power, the president that took power was on top of high places, talking to the people, talking to the people, talking to the people. He did not put a foundation to put attention, to awaken the people to the reality that we need to build, and we need to cohesively work together for the purpose of building a nation. He was on the high places talking. Look at the videos. Jomo Kenyatta standing on high places and condemning. He killed people, and that has been there. That has been a norm since 1963. Understand? So what Kenyatta didn't do, Moi came in, he wanted to do his own. He had his own agendas. So they did not sit down and ask themselves, how do we want to see Kenya look like? Economically, agriculture, industry, information, growth. They did not sit down and make a structure that is going to help us adapt, you see, and learn the process of growing a nation. They did not. So this is not a problem of William Samoei Ruto. It's a piled problem. It has been there. Mwai Kibaki came with his own system of free education, but the prices of items rose. You see, vitu zikapanda. Free education, vitu zikapanda. And this is the same system that Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta adopted. He said, laptops to the schools. He supported free education, but still he added more VAT to food and other products. And so it's the same case paying school fees and having products with cheaper prices. I think it was a good thing. But now, because they had a plan to benefit themselves, they had to always lie to the people, telling them, if we add VAT on fuel, so we will have money to pay for your school fees. But why are you adding? Okay, remove the VAT from fuel and let us pay school fees. You see, it is just the same thing. But now, because people did not understand what is going on, they blended in. The same case to William Samoei Ruto, who is now frustrated on what will I do, fixing things, quick fix. Is the president who is using a quick fix kind of method to solve Kenya's long-term problem. You see? So these are the problem which has been there, and Morara Kebaso understands it very well, but he has to blame the current president because it is pleasant to blame. You see, it is pleasant to the people to hear that John is bad, Mr. Fox is a bad person, somebody is not I, you see. So in the education system, there's a problem. Employment system, there's a problem. But the president can do nothing until people realize and raise their own views, and then taken to parliament and then discussed, and then the representatives of the people will sit down and organize on the best way they can solve what you have complained about. And if we are not satisfied, you can still go and again complain, saying, we did not want it this way, we wanted this way. You see. So that's the problem. If Morara today is given a chance to lead, he will be the most hated president in Kenya, because he will want to solve this mess which has been there since 1963. And he will not be successful to solve this problem, because as a president, you are just on top, but we have people here who collect taxes, and before tax gets to you, we have thieves here. We have a system that is working in counties, in ministries and other sectors of the government. Before money gets to the national account, it has been misused all the way along. We have hackers who can still steal the money. So you will find yourself in a frustration. People will hate you. People will beat you. People will. The second thing, Murara Kibaso has no experience in leadership. You don't know what to speak, when to speak, and how to speak, which he needs some sort of lessons, or maybe join and learn. You see, say that you join and learn. Then after learning the weaknesses, of learning what is happening in the office, then now you can come back and correct the mess. You see, and that's why you see Casmuel stands before the people and bam, and he just speak. You see, not minding what will be the consequences of what I speak today. So leaders in Kenya, young leaders, need education. We still don't have leaders. I can tell you that. We still don't have leaders. Exposing dead projects does not make you a leader. Speaking eloquent English does not make you a leader. You see, so we need people who understand leadership. And again, more especially, people who have emotional intelligence. People who have a clear vision on what they want to see in this Kenya. People who are ready to travel all the way to the Mwananchi and understand what is going on consciously and make serious decisions, which not only going to help you serve your town in your leadership, but also going to lay a foundation for the growth of Kenyans and Kenya. So the president right now, we have Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka has been a joker. He jokes a lot. He doesn't understand the meaning of leadership. Matiang'i is emotional, you know, very emotional, very truthful, you see. And that creates a problem in people's mind. Because now when you come to power, that truth might not be truth to other people. So you need to test your truth before you speak that truth before the people. And you need to learn to control your emotions. And your mouth need to be highly controlled. Know what to speak, when to speak, and how to speak. You see, so that is it. Gachagua is still young in politics. That is why he's trying to find his way to the kingship of Mount Kenya. And at the end of the day, he's going to come to you and he will tell you, you remember that time I wanted to fight for you? If not me, then this could have happened. That is it. So we need, as the Kenyan people, wake up to the reality that the President William Ruto, if we don't have a strong counterattack, a very informed person about politics, William Ruto is going to stay in power for a couple of days, couple of years before he retires. Unless we have a strong people with emotions, with thinking, then it will be easier for us to withdraw the government even tomorrow. We will. Like if we say today the government is dissolved, whose hands will you be safe? In whose hands would you be safe? Army, Wetangula, Musalia Mudavadi, Deputy President, whose hands will you be safe? You will still wail and cry and want solution. So guys, as a matter of fact, we need leaders in this nation, and leaders who have brains, leaders who have learned from Martin Skuku, leaders who have learned from Raila Amolo Odinga's failures, leaders who have learned from Uhuru Kenyatta's, leaders who have learned from Mwai Kibaki's, leaders who have understood what Kenya lacks and how we are supposed to fix it. Maybe that is going to bring us some sort of solution to our problems. And Kenyans listen. You know too much. You talk too much and you do too little. You seem to, if you cannot control your family, you, your child, and your wife, you cannot control that family. You want to control the 55 million intelligent Kenyans, learned Kenyans. I think it's impossible. So we need to practice leadership all the way from where we are. And we need also to stop stealing from each other. You know, we talk about corruption, but we have employed people in my business, and they're thieves. They steal, man. They steal. Yeah, we need to learn integrity all the way from our personal level, then to the national level. When you are employed, know that I'm here for experience. Once I get the experience and the money, I'll have my own job. So let us wake up to that reality. At least it might help us, grow Kenya. But you are a liar today, tomorrow. You are every time lying and stealing. But you stand on high places and complain to Ruto. You know it's a controversy, and it's not going to bring us any good fruit or any change. So changing from our personal level will change the county level, will change to the national level. But the more we are doing wrong things in our closed places, because people are not seeing us, we are organizing how we are going to steal from our friends. And once you succeed, you stand on high place and complain to the president. We are churches. We are all corrupted. We are all condemned. So we need to correct ourselves from the individual level. Maybe that is the way to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, I love you so much. And I'm wishing you a moment of change. I want you to contemplate, relax. When you go to Leah, now ujiulize, which path am I supposed to take from now? You see, in politics is not a destination. You have a life to live. So are you ready to live your life, or you are ready to talk about life? So you have a choice at your disposal, and you got to make use of those choices and decisions, guys. Yeah, it's Mr. Fox. I love you.